older people that took it by accident.
Sure.
So it gets more than just saying. The other thing that it is.
Thank you for the vote. Thank you for the vocabulary.
I was in the grocery, so the headline of the newspaper was that overdose deaths are down 4 years in a row.
What a weekend.
Those are our can.
Good.
And what long the weather is.
Right. We had a convertible that we could use.
I don't know. What's your convertible? What do you got?
She has a Solero. Solera.
Jordan had Solaris for a while.
One thing knows the road so well.
It's a nice car. What you got?
That's her baby. Most like with mine, that's her baby. She keeps it in the garage.
How many miles?
The new car stays outside.
All the little,
But
tell her, little
That's
snowbird
too
guys.
funny.
They all have- all the little old guys with haircuts like mine down in
You
Florida.
know how she'll answer that?
Son of a
Chair back.
I could use.
Did we write that in the budget?
Chair in and put
Is
your
that
back
free
out.
for-
See, you couldn't do that in regular.
I can get
car.
some,
There's two kinds of cars down there.
something ours, plain ours or something.
That's probably a permit.
Mary got all of them, they had to be replaced by the Solaris.
No.
Like, I've got mine, like,
They are required to notify.
no, what's it? If you didn't come get your check, that's probably your check. So I had to print 'em.
We're good.
And I need to print 'em. Somebody did check about it. We are lost.
Is it a paper check?
Yeah.
It's not a check, it's just a receipt.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right, very good.
We
Very
got
good.
our check.
All right.
I mean, it was a check, a written check. That's the new one. They didn't.
Okay.
It didn't go to your
All right.
pocket now.
So, we're gonna open up to the May meeting of Calvert City Council with a pledge of allegiance. Glenda, can you lead us, please?
That's an old one. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you for that.
My direct deposit.
Very good. Okay, so as a order of business, we opened up our regular agenda for the Calvert City Council meeting to go directly into recess. So we're going to have a public hearing in just a moment, and I'll take a motion to go to recess for a public hearing on the road aid money.
Make a motion?
Make a motion, have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn over the public hearing for the use of municipal road aids on Charcal Road. I'm gonna turn that over to John, City Administrator. And he can run this. This is part of what we have to do in order to access these funds.
Just a little background, anytime that the city expends municipal road funds that we receive from the state, we have to have a public hearing before expending those funds. These funds will be used toward repair and paving of Charcal Road, a portion of Charcal Road. And so therefore, that is the project in which we are looking at. If anyone has any comment, you're welcome to come forward and make any comments or statements or pros, cons, whatever. You're welcome to do so. And we'll put a microphone up when you do get up there.
Yes, I see that.
Okay.
Deanne.
So we're having a public hearing here. So if anybody's got a comment on the completion of this project using municipal road aid funds, feel free to come up and make a comment. No? Yes? Dan, you got something you want to say?
Yeah,
Can you set that mic on the podium, please? It should reach. If it does, we'll move the podium. Scoot the podium up.
Thank you.
as all of you know, my facility that I operate on a day basis is on Charcoal Road. And we have been out there for a number of years. And I started out there in 2001. And also, we really took over as my current company in 2006. And to my knowledge, the road has not been paved for that period of time, and it is deteriorating quite heavily. Uh, the landfill has been required by the county and the state to pay what's called a host fee to be in operation at the landfill. And that money goes to the county, but it's supposed to be, and my understanding is it's supposed to be for repair of roads where our trucks run and operate on. And so far, just to give you an idea where we are on that, we have paid to the county from 2006, which originally started out under Judge Mike Miller at a 2% rate. And then in 2019, Judge Neal and the 109 board, we changed the rates from 5% for in-county rates and 6.25% for out-of-county waste that comes into the rate I have to charge or pay that myself out of our funds. So just to let you know, I have paid during that period of time $1,709,402 to the county, and have not seen any results of that money being used for repair of roads in that area. If you go back, start with the latest period of time from 2019, which had 1/4 billing on it, and then everything else since through 2026 first quarter, we have remitted another $961,768 to the county.
What time period was that?
That was from the fourth quarter of 2019 and the first quarter of 2026. There's a total of $961,700 rounded off. So the road is getting in pretty bad repair. We run several large trucks over that. We run about 20 large trucks over that with waste going back and forth that we pick up and bring in to the landfill. Clean Earth, who is right in my same area there, is another, they get other waste in and treat it and do other work to it. They run a lot of semis in and out of there, heavyweight semis out of there. And then, of course, we have about 48 employees, and they have a like amount of employees. And then that road, Sharkow Road, is used for plant workers who come and go to the other plants in the city to avoid the rail trains and whatever. And of course, the city trucks go out there with their waste. The county trucks have waste trucks that come out to the landfill. And then there's other private haulers or other haulers like Republic and some of those other people who bring waste into the landfill. So it's quite heavily used, and it is getting in bad repair, and it really needs to be a little bit wider in that first section where trucks passing each other and so forth. And then also the new people who have come in there who are scrapping something
Bailey Port.
at the port.
Yeah.
They're also running heavy trucks in and out of there as well. So road gets a lot of heavy use, heavy truck use. And so
Is there an alternative route?
no alternative routes. If you go out to McFarland Road, the bridge there on McFarland is a 10-ton limit. Needs to be replaced to a heavier bridge, larger bridge to go out the back way, which would take us out to Possum Trot, because you can't go on out Shark Cow and cross that wooden bridge there. And you got the underpass under the railroad track. You can't get the big trucks
Right.
under there. So the only other route would be out McFarland, but it's got a bridge on it. It's got a 10-ton limit on it. Any other questions? To anybody on it?
So why did we hear about how much you pay to the county? Does the county need to chip in on this? What
Well,
is that?
the understanding is the host fee is a charge, and
We don't know where that money's going or.
we don't know where it's going, but it is supposed to be used for paving roads. I'm assuming, and don't know this, I'm just assuming that the county is using it to pave roads in other parts of the county, or I don't even know for sure what they're using it for, honestly, but
There's no restrictions on where it can be used by the county. They do where.
Have you asked the county, have you met with them, that they're not doing any work?
no, I have not.
Is it a county road?
Need to do that.
It's
Well-
it's a city road.
That's
I
what-
mean, we're in public hearing right now, so we're gonna have a discussion like this. We should get back in council meeting, I think.
Okay.
It is 5% for in-county waste and 6.25% for out-of-county waste that comes in. And Nita, I was sort of incorrect there a little bit. I have spoken to, well, Monty about it. And every time I talk to Monty about it is his, right out of his mouth is, that's a city road.
Okay.
So.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sales.
Mayor, far west does does the city own Shark Cow? Not all the way.
There's a,
It's hard to say that, I don't know what that house, and who lives in that house just past the ceiling, if you know, Kevin?
That's our. Yeah,
Oakland.
Oakland.
Yeah,
Oakley.
out to his property, Michael Oakley's property on Shark Cow. That's the best I can tell you.
That's about where it's at.
That far from US 62, it does not go to US 62.
No. It goes, if you look up here on the map, you can see it stops. Out there just prior to that gentleman's, right at his boundary.
do you know what percentage?
Big,
Do you know the percentage for his first project?
all like to the left.
Percent, length percentage, this one versus the next one. Well, anyway, we're still in public hearing. Does anybody else have any comments that they want to make on this? Okay,
If there's no further comment, then we can take a motion to come out of public hearing and go back into or reconvene our meeting.
Make a motion to reconvene our meetings.
have a second?
I'll say.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. So now we're back in to reconvene the regular session. And we got this later on the agenda to discuss.
No, but you can do it.
Okay. All right, so this road is in the county. It's in the county.
And in the county, correct, you're correct.
It's in the county.
You're correct.
It's a city road. Okay, so my understanding is that the county and the city have to have an agreement because the way that the funds are appropriated for maintaining the roads. So even though it's in the county, it is actually a city road. So it's in our budget. And it's also a public purpose to I don't know. It's it could be done as a co-project. And there have been discussions about this with various members of the council, or excuse me, of the commissioners. Nothing at the court level. But I don't know what the percentage breakdown is. This is the first phase of this project would be to use this funds and get it just past what's our spot we're wanting to go to? Is it McFarland? We're not gonna get all. the way to
No,
McFarland.
this will take us out. Hopefully, we can get almost to Hollinger Lane. But definitely to Clean Earth. Take us from Sharkow to Clean Earth. And if the.
Which includes the
numbers don't lie,
landfill.
We may try to go on, maybe it'll get out to Hollinger Lane.
Okay. It's all city. All the project we're talking about is city.
Now, Brad has done a lot of the pre-work to that. He's done stuff for shoulder work. He's done stuff like that. So it should be easier enough for them to get out there. It's just a lot of ground to cover with asphalt. So.
We've known this was Wyndham for a while.
We've kicked the can down the road. We've done the shoulder work to try to improve the matters. And you know, we're about to lose a surface of the road and getting ready to incur a huge bill. So there's really not much more we can delay on this.
And we've been saving funds up for this purpose, to help with this purpose. The funds won't take care of it, but it'll take the biggest chunk out of this section of it.
Do you want to talk about numbers on the?
We can, we've got 500,000 we're gonna use out of the monies that we've saved up over the, last time we used muni road aid funds was when we redid Fifth Avenue. I think it was over 10 years ago. So this would be 500,000 we've saved up over the years, not all of the funds, but that much of it to go towards Sharkow, and then we'd spend the difference out of general fund.
So as development continues to happen down in that corridor, which is a growing corridor, the fact that that's the only road in and out poses some different kind of problems. And, you know, you got hazardous waste loads, Clean Earth, we've got garbage loads to the landfill, and, you know, those folks can't be going over a 10-ton limit bridge. So there's some other things that need to be completed out through there. Right. Yep. So the through passage out there is residential. It's rural. I mean, it's a rural road. And so that's not the best situation to be putting loads down anyway. So they recently had done some work. I don't know, several months ago, they'd done some work to railroad crossing to improve it. And although everybody's in favor of the improvement, it was done and closed the road for I think a few days, and that was another issue.
Do we have an estimated cost on the paving to a certain point, like to Clean Earth?
Yeah, we got that
That's
through
what
our
it was, 500.
APR, where, you know, we've got 700,000 that we're gonna, up to that amount what we're gonna use for this project.
So go as far as we can
That's
on that.
That's about as far as we can go this year, and then we're looking at trying to finish it possibly in next year's budget.
Does that 700,000 include the 500,000 that?
Yes, ma'am.
And not to minimize the rest of the project, but this phase one is the most critical. You know, the big trucks typically aren't turning left and going back towards.
No, they're not at all. So
Not-
yeah, I mean, you can go through there and you see it's from that point back to industrial.
No, you already approved the budget, and it's in the budget. Both amounts are in the budget, so, you know, so we don't have to approve that.
Applying this $500,000 in this category is what requires.
It's just the public hearing we have to do because of municipal road aid. Yeah, we have to do the resolution too, yeah.
Well, do we want to go ahead and move up to that point? You ready?
Come to business.
Well, we'll just jump for this one thing since we've come out of the public hearing and it's the conversation being had.
I'll put this in everyone's packet. And I went ahead and just put all the agreement in there so you could look through it, and then on the back is the resolution. It's the same one we've had every year.
This is actually for next year. We've already approved the one for this year. This is for next year.
Now, I wanted to tell you that last year, what we received is 58,000, and what was in our agreement was 58,771. So it has dropped significantly for this next year. It's only going to be 48,196.15. But I do need to do a roll call vote on this.
Motion.
Yes. I do need.
Motion to read it.
Make a motion to accept the 408 resolution.
I'll second.
Let's read it and then we'll do a roll call.
I think we have to read it.
Don't have to read it. Let's read it. It's kind of confusing. Let's read it.
You're so good at reading. Or I can read. That's all right.
Yeah.
Incorporated City of Calvert City, resolution adopting and approving the execution of a municipal aid co-op program contract between the Incorporated City and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet Department of Rural and Municipal Aid for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026, as provided in the Kentucky Revised Statutes, and accepting all streets referred to therein as being streets which are part of the Incorporated City. Be it resolved by the legislative body of the Incorporated City that the legislative body of the Incorporated City does hereby accept all streets referred to in said contract of being city streets which are a part of the Incorporated City, and the legislative body of the Incorporated City does hereby ratify and adopt all statements, representations, warranties, covenants, and agreements contained in said contract, and does hereby accept said contract, and by such acceptance agrees to all terms and conditions therein stated. And the chief executive officer of the said Incorporated City is hereby authorized and directed to sign said contract as set forth on behalf of the legislative body of, and the city clerk of Calvert City is hereby authorized and directed to certify thereto. The vote taken on said resolution, the result being as follows.
Janae?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Councilman Hale? Yes. Councilwoman Hale?
I was like,
Yes, I'm being very informal. Councilman Rao? Councilman Brown?
Yes.
And Councilman Stokes?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Just to clarify matters, John, we had a public hearing because we're going to tap into this fund.
Right.
And that's in the budget, has been in the budget, and it's for a rather large amount. So we save those for the big ones.
That's great.
So we got our Ts crossed and our Is dotted here. Thank you. Great. Okay, so approval of the minutes from the last meeting on April 13th. If anyone so inclined.
Second.
A second, all in favor? All right, thank you. Visitors and petitioners, I think we've got one person that just wants to introduce himself. Just real quickly, name, this isn't, don't really want to get into a lot of politics here, just put a name to the face, let's keep her.
Do I need to put this back up there?
No, well.
Or just close?
We got it.
Kind of close.
I think it'll pick up.
My name's Doug Jordan. I'm running as Republican candidate here for sheriff in Marshall County. Just wanted to come by and meet the city government in person and introduce myself in person. Appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to get the candidate as being present, so thank you, Doug. Okay, so old business, we had a committee formed and the committee had a meeting, and I understand Councilwoman Strader is, oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, Shelton.
It's okay.
We are informal tonight. Shelton. It's hard to know. I mean, she's a kid in the neighborhood. I'm getting to be a certain age now. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, I'm not sorry about you being a stranger. I'm sorry about me not getting the name right
Okay, it's all
tonight.
Yeah, so after last month's council meeting, we formed this subcommittee, I guess you would, to sort of look into the opioid settlement funds that are available. And I said, honestly, I was glad to be a part of this because I wasn't really aware of what it was, where it was coming from, any of that kind of information. So Nita had reached out to the health department and I reached out to Lauren Carr. Dustin, thank goodness, saw it on the news. She was on the news for the opioid settlement advisor for CAECO. And she explained that kind of like it's KLC for counties in the state of Kentucky. So I didn't realize that, but we met with her on May the 1st. And she brought a lot of good information and resources for us. This folder is full of lots of information, but first and foremost, we just wanted, we thought it was important to educate the public on how Calvert City can strengthen our response to the ongoing opioid epidemic. And Lauren said a lot of people don't even know what the naloxone looks like or what to do with it or anything like that. So I gave all of you a copy of the little paper that she passed out that's just basic instructions on what to do. And then also she pointed out of how we really need to get out the information about the certain website for the state, which is find naloxone now ky.org. Okay. So when you put in the Calvert City zip code, the only thing that comes up is Possum Trot Quick Mart, which is obviously outside of the city limits, but it's the only thing in Calvert. So if we were to put some sort of box that would hold naloxone, which is to counteract an opioid overdose, this, we had talked about possibly putting one outside here at City Hall, which is a kind of a central location. We just think it's important to educate the community because a lot of people are not aware of what it is, how to use it, and most people don't even think it's a problem. And gratefully, it has reduced over the years, which Mr. Ford, we read in your newspaper how the rates have gone down for the 4th year.
Well, I want y'all, I want to remind you, I know the police chief knows, but some time ago, a year or two ago, I called the folks down in Paducah who put out the boxes and all that kind of stuff, and we'd already had a conversation, and I got it approved through our church to put a box. They look like newspaper boxes. If I remember, they were painted bright pink. Purple. Or purple, one or the other, I can't remember. And so they brought one up, filled it up with all these boxes of stuff, this Narcan stuff, and we set it out there, and I kind of kept track of it. I know it was emptied at least 3 times. 3 times. They called me up and said, "We're gonna come and get that box." I said, "Why? We got all kinds of people getting it." I never saw a single soul getting one. But I knew it was being empty. They said, "Well, we need it somewhere else that we think is worse." And so they took it, and I said, "If you ever get one back, we'll be glad to host it again." And that 6th Avenue thing there is I probably should be studied through a little bit, but the traffic up and down 6th Avenue is, it gets noticed. And we set it out at the end of our parking lot, with those sidewalk ends. And, well, I never saw anybody getting them, but I know they got it. I don't know.
Turning Point.
Yes, Turning Point.
Turning Point Recovery Center in Paducah and Mayfield. There's different locations.
It was Turning Point out Paducah. And I was kind of shocked, because I thought, I didn't think we'd get rid of very much, but we did. And I was kind of shocked that kind of thing.
One thing Lauren shared with us is that she carries it in her purse, and she was at just the Hucks at Beaver Dam. And there was a girl there overdosed, and she had to use a Narcan. So you don't know. That's what's so shocking.
We still have some down at the office.
And she also mentioned about something I never even thought of, but also elderly people that overdose on their own pain medicine that they don't realize they've already taken. That happens a lot. And so she said that can counteract as well. So we just said we would do some research and find out what is possibly needed. We hope to kind of work with the police chief and kind of go from here, but the funds are there, and she did say that we are not in the minority. Nobody has spent their money, hardly. There's very, very few people in the whole state of Kentucky that have spent even a penny. So she felt like it was a good thing that we started the committee, but we are ahead of the game, I guess. So,
Okay.
so what do you all think?
Well, I'm sorry I was out of town on Friday.
It's okay.
Do we know whether it's available at the health department or not?
It is.
Okay,
But it will be during the day.
Right.
Yeah. If you,
I mean,
if
they
you
can
type in
give us-
Marshall County,
They
there.
can give it to us, or they can give us the address where we get, the city would get the Narcan for it.
Mhm.
It's where we would have to pay for the kiosk or something like that.
Mhm.
well, the county can get it during the day if you're planning for it, but if you needed it
Yeah, that's
right
what we were
then,
saying.
yeah.
We think
Another thing I need to bring up to you is that I think there's two little dosages in the boxes, you know, but from what different police officers have told me, there are times when they have to administer 2 or 3 doses,
Right.
get people back.
That's been my training on it as well.
Just
That's why they package it that way.
one of the things too that she did, that we asked about was if you thought someone was, overdosing and they actually weren't, the Narcan will not hurt them. And that's another thing to know. But Ralph he did have a question about how the money is in the budget to, it's when we have budget talks, if we need to go with Ralph.
Well, I think that would be something we would talk about Thursday, but the money is actually, we've received, it's in the bank, but we've never specified spending it. And I think it would be a good idea to do that just to show our intent, if nothing else.
Right. And that's big. I mean, Calvert City's money is relatively small in the big scheme of things,
For sure.
but it's important to me. And I think we can make a policy. I think we already made the policy when we do AED training, first aid training. Narcan's often coupled in that training. And we're going to make sure that we do that for all city employees. I know some city employees that my training is through the fire department. And we've been carrying Narcan in the fire department and our police officer for a while. One of the big things for me is messaging. And I've talked to individuals, guys my age and families, that the stigma of having Narcan in your house, saying, hey, I think my son or daughter needs this. And that's kind of got a stigma to it. Look, that needs to be broken. I mean, things that in this day and age are accidentally happening. And you know, y'all had a meeting with this person. Did she talk about the communication of that?
I think that's
Yes.
one thing too, that we
The
just
main
had to
thing.
get into that the messaging that we were gonna have to do some media outreach with the things like that to try to get that stigma, as best we can. Even telling, I think, even retelling a story like hers, that it was a stranger that she saved her life. Just because she had it with her, that, it is a message, and that's in the bad way now, but if we could make it better, like you're saying, I think that would be part of the campaign.
And
Well-
she said even like have it in your first aid kit in all homes. She said it even needs to be
That
like
was a
that.
surprise to me, is how much she advocated for, older people with teenagers, places just where people congregate. All those kind of places are legitimate, or
Right.
at least keepers of it, if not users of it.
So a lot of people that do or may use that are people that probably never would think that they would use it.
Yeah, well, and they might not, the ones that would actually use it might not be the ones that it was getting used on.
Right.
It's-
If you don't have
So-
it, you're not gonna use it.
Yeah, And somebody made the comment that if you have to drive to Possum Trot, I think you said that, and get it because you think somebody, that's probably too late.
Yeah.
You need to have it.
Need to have it.
If you don't have it in your medical, your home medical.
Yeah.
Kit, then it's probably gonna be too late.
Yeah.
Not always. Depends on how fast, emergency services can get there.
But the kiosk would be where not every, if they had it home, some teenager or somebody like that is not going to go home to get. If you're.
Right,
able
yeah,
to get
well,
it.
yeah.
Education is, and as you said, the message and the education. And there's already videos out there that we can link to our website that,
Yeah.
that can be utilized for that purpose. And so we can actually link stuff like that or even host one,
Kiosk came.
No,
No.
a couple hundred.
I've got a rack down there I can repaint and give you.
Oh, cool.
Well, there you go. We're already
I like
making
that.
progress.
We do
But,
have to
but
spend some money,
again,
yeah.
I would like to use our resources for education because, there's this, and I said that stigma, and I've talked to people go to church with. And they say, I don't need that for my son or daughter. Well, you may not think you need to, but you go to wake them up the next morning and they got shallow breasts and stuff. You need to know what the symptoms are and you need to have something under the sink. And good Lord, what if you didn't? And there's consequences. Death shouldn't be one of them. And that's what she was saying, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
A little piece of data, like, Chief, do you have any sort of rough ballpark holiday data on when you or your team has had to utilize this stuff over the last?
Actually used to yesterday,
But the frequency wise,
or Saturday, I'm sorry, it wasn't Sunday, it was Saturday. And that was the first time we've used it in probably almost.
I'm just trying to get there.
Yeah.
What you see, because not that you see it all, but you see a lot.
Yeah, we possibly thought about another box of some sort near the interstate interchange. We thought, of course, that's where people, we don't know a lot of the people that are, I don't know about the traffic itself, but just a lot of people that are in and out right there that, I don't know if you, like me, you go to Speedway, you don't know anyone, it's just all people that are stopping there, but just in an area that would be a little more accessible, that not here in this city of Calvert, center of Calvert, outside of the city hall. So I don't know, we just talked about kind of locations, but obviously we don't need a ton of them. I mean, but education is the key. That's what we realized. We have to educate the community.
We have to figure out the best way to educate the community before we can get them involved. It's probably going to be more than
Multiple
webinar is good, but I don't
Yeah.
know how many people are going to go to a webinar and watch. it.
Right.
We had a meeting, so important.
Well, PSAs are also available too, so.
And that lady that you got us in touch with was the perfect one, I think.
And she said
So she's on-
to come back.
she's on Keiko's budget. I mean, is she a consultant for
I
Keiko?
don't know.
Yes.
She's also
Yes.
council lady for Mayfield.
Yes, I forgot she told us that.
She's on the Mayfield council.
She's from.
I'll give you our card, Jeannie.
I met her at the pad. She was working there years ago and done an excellent job.
But she said she would be glad to come speak to the whole council or anything, but she was very helpful.
Thank y'all for working on that.
Okay. Second reading. Who's going to lead us through this? You know, lady?
Kevin.
Just read quick.
Huh?
You need her. Second for the second. We need a second or not. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Who wants to make a motion for the second reading of 26-01?
I'll make a motion.
Got a motion? Second, all in favor? Let's knock that one out.
Ordinance repealing chapter 113 of the Calvert City Code of Ordinances. Whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City has determined that the city's amusement ordinances in chapter 113 of the city of Calvert City Code of Ordinances are outdated or otherwise covered under other ordinances and therefore no longer necessary. Now therefore be it ordained by the city of Calvert City, Commonwealth of Kentucky, that chapter 113 of the city of Calvert City Code of Ordinances is hereby repealed in its entirety.
Okay, so this will be for the passage, because this is second
Second
reading
reading.
of 2026-01 relating to amusements.
Feeling, chapter 113.
Repealing chapter 113 relating to amusements. Councilwoman Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Howard,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale,
Yes.
Councilman Rao,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Stokes. Okay, that passes.
All right. Who wants to make a motion on 2602?
Make a motion.
How about 2603? No, the 20. You got a second on 02?
Yes.
You got a second? All in favor? Okay.
An ordinance repealing chapter 130 to 139 of the Calvert City Code of Ordinances relating to criminal offenses. Whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City has determined that the city's criminal offense ordinances in chapters 130 to 139 of the city of Calvert City Code of Ordinances are outdated or otherwise covered under the Kentucky Revised Statutes, Title 50, commonly referred to the Kentucky Penal Code, and therefore are not necessary to include in the city's ordinances. Now therefore be it ordained by the city of Calvert City, Commonwealth of Kentucky, that chapters 130 to 139 of the city of Calvert City Code of Ordinances are hereby repealed in their entirety.
Okay, so this will be the vote for the second reading of ordinance 2026-02, repealing chapters 130 through 139 relating to criminal offenses. Councilman Stokes.
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Rao, Councilwoman Hale,
Yes.
Councilman Howard, Councilwoman Shelton.
Yes.
That passes.
Okay. So ordinance 2603, need a motion to second read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance repealing chapters 150 to 155 of the Calvert City Code of Ordinances relating to land usage. Whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City has determined that the city's land usage ordinances in chapters 150 to 155 of the city of Calvert City Code of Ordinances are outdated, inaccurate, or otherwise covered under other codes, such as the Kentucky Building Code, Kentucky Residential Code, or Calvert City zoning ordinances, and therefore are not necessary to include in the city ordinances. Now therefore be it ordained by the city of Commonwealth of Kentucky that chapters 150 to 155 of the city of Calvert City since are hereby repealed in their entirety.
Okay, second reading for adoption of ordinance 2026-03, repealing chapters 150 through 155 relating to land usage. Councilwoman Shelton.
Yes.
Councilman Howard.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale.
Yes.
Councilman Rao. Councilman Brown.
Yes.
Councilman Stokes.
Yeah.
And that passes also.
Okay. So plowing right along with administrative requirements, let's cross over to new business. And I'd like to entertain a motion to introduce the first reading of the ordinance 2604.
I'll make a motion to introduce 2604.
Got a second? All in favor, say aye. Okay, so who's going to tell us about 04?
As opposed to reading it, what I'm gonna do is tell you what we're doing here first. This all relates to manufactured homes and qualified manufactured homes. It comes in as the state has amended KRS 100-348, which is the statute that handles that. So what we had to do is go into the zoning ordinance and make changes to our zoning ordinance to incorporate those changes from chapter 100-348 of the state statutes. So that's what you have here. What this will do, it now allows qualified, there's a difference between qualified and manufactured home. A qualified manufactured home meets standards, in which you'll see here in just a moment. And a mobile home, or not a mobile home, but a manufactured home is not quite up to that standard, and we no longer allow mobile homes to be brought into the city, because that was before the standardization of the housing and urban development in 1976. So those are no longer, while they are here in non-conforming structures, they cannot be replaced with a non-conforming structure. Once that structure is out, it has to be replaced with a conforming structure. So
Well, back up. And now, who's considered us? Who we? Tell us who we.
we as the city. I mean,
Okay.
and, you know, this is our zoning ordinance that we're making the changes to, and it goes through a number of different sections and articles, so.
Planning and zoning committee you've already done.
This is recommended by the planning and zoning. We had a public hearing. Let me back up. Yeah, you're right. The planning commission, we worked with on this earlier in the year, came up with the determinations of how we wanted to go, drafted a rough ordinance for them to consider, and we held a public hearing on that. From there, we made a couple of changes, and what you have is what they have recommended and passed to be sent to you all for adoption and amending our planning and zoning ordinance.
All right. Thank you for clarification on that.
Sorry, I didn't do that up front.
All
Let me start. All right. I'll tell you what I want you to tell you.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2026, do we have a number on that one yet?
Oh, it's 04.
Oh,
04.
Okay.
I thought I changed that. Sorry.
2026-04. An ordinance amending sections 3.1, 5.4, 7.0 to 7.3, 8.0, 8.10, 8.11, 11, and index of the city of Calvert City Planning and Zoning Ordinance in compliance with new legislation regarding qualified manufactured homes. Whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City is aware that a new statute has been enacted effective July 1, 2026 regarding qualified manufactured home standards and criteria, specifically as Kentucky Revised Statute KRS 100.348, and whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City has determined that parts of the city of Calvert City planning and zoning ordinances are not compliant with KRS 100.348, and whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City, upon the recommendation of the city of Calvert City Planning Commission, has determined that the following amendments are necessary. Therefore be it ordained by the city of Calvert City, Commonwealth of Kentucky, that the following portions of the city of Calvert City Planning and Zoning Ordinance hereby are amended as follows. Article 3, definitions, words and phrases. 3.1, words and phrases, adding the sentence in single family dwelling. Single family dwelling also includes qualified manufactured homes as described in Article 8.10. Under dwelling unit, striking the term mobile and replacing it with manufactured. Again, manufactured, removing the word mobile. And then again, removing the word mobile, manufactured, adding the word manufactured at mobile home park to manufactured home park, and also striking mobile from that definition. Article 5, nonconformities, 5.4, striking the word mobile, and adding the word manufactured to home park. Article 7, zoning district, 7.0, this addresses each individual residential district. R1, standards, C, adding article or subsection 5, roof pitch. Each roof shall have a pitch rise of at least 5 inches vertical for every 12 inches of horizontal run. 6, living space. Each dwelling shall have not less than 1,200 square feet of living space. 7, orientation. The front entrance of each dwelling shall face upon a public street. 8, qualified manufactured homes. See Article 8.0. 7.1, residential district R2, standards, subsection C5, roof pitch. Each roof shall have a pitch rise of at least 5 inches vertical for every 12 inches of horizontal run. Subsection 6, living space. Each dwelling shall have not less than 1,000 square feet of living space. Subsection 7, orientation. The front entrance of each dwelling shall face upon a public street. Article subsection 8, qualified manufactured homes. See Article 8.10. Article 7.2, R3 residential district. There's a change in standards. 5, roof pitch. Each single family dwelling shall have a roof pitch of at least 4 inches of vertical for every 12 inches of horizontal run. Vertically for every 12 inches of horizontal run. 6, living space. Each single family dwelling shall have not less than 900 square feet of living space. 7, orientation. The front entrance of each single family dwelling shall face upon a public street. 8, qualified manufactured homes. See Article 8.10. 7.3 or R4 residential district. Standard, Subsection 5, roof pitch, each single family dwelling shall have a roof pitch rise of at least 4 inches vertically for every 12 inches of horizontal run, except for manufactured housing homes. Now, that was a qualified manufactured home or a stick built. So just so you understand that difference in that. A manufactured home in R4 does not have to have that. 6, living space. Each single family dwelling shall have not less than 900 square feet of living space. Subsection 7, orientation. The front entrance of each single family dwelling shall face upon a public street. And 8, qualified manufactured homes, see Article 8.10. Article 8, supplemental regulations, 8.0, off-street parking, storage, and loading requirements. Subsection D7, the word mobile was struck and manufactured home park or manufactured was added. Under 8.10, manufactured mobile homes, mobile was struck. Subsection A, statement of purpose. The intent of this article is to, striking out the word of, classify the various forms of manufactured housing. The word mobile was struck. And to establish minimum standards regarding the placement and construction of manufactured homes. Subsection B, classification of manufactured homes, mobile also being struck. Subsection 1, Class A has, the term Class A has been replaced with qualified manufactured home. A manufactured home now reads, it reads manufactured home meeting the requirements of Kentucky Revised Statute 103.48 and all the following additional classification standards. Subsection A, it just changing, adds an S to the word meets. Subsection B, the first statement, the home shall be, is struck, and it says is placed on a continuous skirting encompassing the perimeter of the home, in parentheses, reasonable crawl space access. Openings has been struck as per Kentucky building codes. Accepted, and then it goes into finish it constructed of brick, stone, block, concrete, or other materials commonly used in the construction of site-built residences in the subject neighborhood. Subsection C, the word be is struck and replaced with is, which is anchored to the ground in accordance with manufacturer specification in accordance with Kentucky Revised Statute 227.570. D, the word have has been struck and replaced with has. In E, same thing, the word have has been struck and replaced with has. F starts out the same way, have struck, has replaced, and then it lists siding material of a type used on site constructed residences in the subject neighborhood. Subsection G, the word have was struck and has replaced it. This is a roof pitch of not less than 5 inches of rise for every 1 foot of horizontal run for zoning districts R1 and 2, and 4 inches of rise for every 1 foot of horizontal run on all other allowed zones. And utilize, striking ing, adding utilizes, actually ES, we're changing this. And then roofing material of a type used on site constructed residence in the subject neighborhood has been added. H, have has been struck, has replaced it, and then ends the sentence with or is 2 stories in height. I'll just read that one. Has a minimum width of main body as assembled on the site of not less than 20 feet, measured across the nearest portion, or is 2 stories in height. I strikes the home shall appear to face and replaces it with a front entry that faces a public street. J, has permanent access structures, i.e. landings, porches, etc., provided on all exterior doors and constructed of concrete, brick, stone, block, wood, or other materials commonly used for such purposes of construction on site constructed residence in the subject neighborhood. K and L have been added. K reads is manufactured on a date not to exceed 5 years prior to the date of installation. And L has a minimum total living area required with a particular zoning district. Subsection 2, Class B was replaced with the words manufactured home, and Class A was struck and added and changed to be qualified manufactured home. And then subsection 3, Class C now states is replaced with mobile home. And let's see here, we struck I'll just read it. A mobile home unit built before the adoption of Manufactured Home Construction and Safety Standard Act, referred to in subparagraph 2 above, since in parentheses 1976. Since 2017, mobile homes are no longer permitted to be placed within the city limits. C, subsection C, standards applicable to all manufactured, striking and mobile. Skirting in subsection C1 and mobile or mobile have been struck from that subject, section. Again, in subsection 2, C2 and mobile was struck. 8.11, property used for agricultural purposes. Mobile has been removed and manufactured replaces it. Article 11, schedule of uses. In schedule of uses, the definitions or the titles were replaced. Class A is replaced with the qualified manufactured home. Class B is manufactured home. Class C, mobile home. In qualified manufactured home, zones R1, R2, R3, and R4, B1 are all by matter of right for qualified manufactured home. Zones B2, I1, and I2 are conditional use. Those are the only changes to that. And in the index, a mobile home was struck and replaced with manufactured home, as was mobile home park, now manufactured home park. And the word manufactured mobile housing has been struck and it is manufactured housing. Those are the changes.
Wow.
Yes.
No kidding.
I tell you what, I can tell you got your fingerprints all over this one. That actually flowed pretty easily from you, John. So
Thank you.
I know it represents a lot of work from you and our committees.
I have a question. This was sent to me while you were reading that. And it's the question about the houses in R1 that, if they're already R1 and they're less than 1,200 square feet, if it's destroyed for some way, can they rebuild back to the same size, even if it's below the 1,200
In what zone?
R1?
They would have to come back and they could do it through conditional use.
Okay, there's not any kind of grandfathered or anything like that they could do for that. I think what the
Grandfather or non-conforming, or what people refer to as grandfather, is fine until it is destroyed or no longer used more than 50%. At that point, when they build it back, it has to come into conformity. Now, they can get a variance. The variance is possible. I'm not gonna say it's given, but it's a possibility.
Okay.
Does that answer that question for you, Nate?
Close, but I've got a couple there. I'm going from what she's asked me.
Okay, well, go ahead.
So, what she's saying too, could that be made as a matter of right that you could rebuild back to the exact same size that you had? Because what her concern is that if you had say in R1, there was there was 1,000 square foot house, and it was destroyed, that the insurance on that house would not cover building a 12,000.
You're talking about a house or you're talking about
I'm talking about houses.
you're talking about a house?
House.
In a house, my thing is, I don't think you'll ever see any board on the city say no.
Okay.
So I don't think that going to a matter of right is the right way to go, because that necessarily may not be the right way with some other types of houses. Okay.
The reason I asked that question, these questions are zoning questions, not really related to what we're reading right now.
Well,
Necessarily.
these are related to regular homes too,
All homes,
zoning restrictions.
qualified manufactured homes.
Yeah, so the
Also,
changes that we're recommending here have to do exclusively with manufactured and mobile. Very good questions. I mean,
No, they don't.
This goes to regular homes, all homes.
It's stick built and manufactured, right?
but we didn't change that from the existing. Hello,
No, we did.
it's been changed.
It's changed.
The square foot has changed.
Square foot changed for all single family dwellings. 1,200 square feet in R1 it's.
Let me ask you just hypothetically. When you're going down Main Street and you have the Huntington Creek subdivision and the other subdivisions, the very nice houses there. Then that's R1, right?
What house you're talking about?
But the R1s, right? Then right past
Oh, I
the
see it.
two-story house there, then you get in, it's still R1, but those houses are not R1 houses down through there. Is there any possibility in that stretch to rezone that?
Yes, absolutely.
Could that be, because, I mean, to me, that would be the thing to do.
That would be the
There.
easiest thing to do, yes.
So maybe that could be brought up with
Sure.
the, you know, that, I'm talking about where Lolo Daniel, where his house was, and several of those, they're not R1 houses.
They're right on the edge of the R3 zone. if I'm
Right,
not mistaken.
right.
Yeah,
And then that
that's
would
something
settle
we
that
can
problem,
address.
so.
If they would want to be in the R3, all the people down through there, or whatever, you would change it
But
to.
again, we're dealing with one house
Yeah.
as opposed to a whole zone.
Right, but
And I
basically,
don't know that we need to change things for one house. I think it's easier to change the zone than it would be.
to me, it would make more sense to change the zoning there because of the size of the houses in that stretch down
You'd
there.
be going to an R2
Yeah,
instead of an
Yeah.
R3 because R2 is 1,000 square feet. So that's an
So-
option, that's an option too. You wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily have to go to an R3.
okay.
And because that's.
I mean, I think that's something we really ought to look at because of that little, because really, when
We
you,
just need to come.
when you
talk to
really
them.
get right down to it, you know, or it used to be that you just weren't supposed to have a residential district in a high traffic area, and that's one of the most high traffic areas we have.
Right.
It's 95.
It's the highest one.
It is. And so we, you know, I think it would behoove us to maybe make some changes in that. We can't, I mean, we've already got houses there, but let's put them like they are. That's,
Well, I mean, you also have to zone things. They can't spot zone something.
well, this is not a spot because they're all right down that strip.
Yeah, and as long as it's R2, which is a standard transition from R1 to R3, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Either.
Okay, okay. And
I
now,
mean, there's options. She just needs to come talk to the board.
okay, all
The
right.
planning commission would be the who she would need to speak. with.
Okay, all right. That's good.
Okay.
If someone has a question regarding these zoning ordinances, are they available for public inspection during business hours?
Oh, yeah, it's on, well,
And they will be, it will be.
generally it's posted on, our zoning ordinances are posted on the website. I don't know, are we having trouble? We got it back up.
They're good.
Okay, so, yeah, you're welcome to go online and pull down our whole zoning ordinance. And these will not be in it until this passed, so we gotta have 2 readings, this is the first, so it'll be, you know, a little bit before this is in there.
These will have to be adopted before.
Yeah, they have to have 2 readings and then then posted on the news. Yeah.
And then they'll be posted after the second reading and adopt.
That's right. Yeah, just like any other ordinance, it has to be done that way, because the zoning ordinance is what this is. It's an amendment to the zoning ordinance.
About that, I would report something.
Sure.
Always assume they available during business hours for public inspection. I've written that, but I haven't asked it recently, so.
It's actually available after hours too.
Well,
It'll be online.
if you got the technology to get there.
Yeah.
Okay, now straighten me out here. What were the square footage requirements? I was sitting here thinking, and I zoned out.
For R1, it's 1,200 square feet.
Okay,
For R2.
that's a
1,000.
change. That's a change.
That's one of the changes, yes.
What was it before?
It wasn't listed.
No listing.
Most R1 right now are well above 1,200 square feet. That's one
Right.
of the reasons why we went with 1,200, because it was lower.
But we're
than anything we'd seen.
reworking these things for the manufactured
Just
homes.
sent Troy out to go look, and he went to everywhere he could think of, and we actually missed that one house that she's talking about. But every other house in that zone is well above 1,200 square feet. That's one of the reasons.
So why did we have to include the square footage on this one?
But that little.
Qualified manufactured home requires some.
Right there by the, with Water Tower Road, is that house is not 12
Yeah.
hours. 700.
So we didn't have a square footage.
And if we don't have a square footage, then qualified manufactured home, you come into an R1 over in your neighborhood with a 900 square foot qualified manufactured home.
Well, that point was lost on me. So this does make the change throughout. And so as far as replacing something's there, and the point was, I just want to clarify this. The point as made was there's really no true grandfather. You can't really build back what you had before.
Yeah.
But-
Go ahead.
It's not as a matter of right. That's
No.
so when you think about grandfather, I had this before and I'm going to build it back because it's my right, because I was here
Right.
before. That's what I think
I
the
think
meaning
that's
of
what
grandfathered is, right? That's not there. You have to, but you can get a variance. You got to go talk to people and that can be allowed. I understand.
They'll never, I mean, as long as that house stands, it's not gonna have to, they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to go back and add anything. They don't have anything else.
Yeah, but that's not the case we're
I
talking about,
understand what you're talking about, but in the zoning, anything that is non-conforming,
right?
when it is destroyed by 50% or more, has to come back to standard.
So the idea is
Just like building a house back, if you built it in 1960, your new standards for plumbing, electrical, and everything else changes.
Mhm.
And you don't get waiver or grandfather from that either. So.
piece. It's a
Sure.
question. We won't make
I'm
this clear.
just trying to say that this is not something that's just zoning.
Well, and I don't know if I'm wrong about the lines and stuff, but if Troy, there's houses on where I'm talking about, other than that house, that are less than 1,200 square feet.
I'd have to go back and look.
There's a little white house by the water tower.
That's not R1,
Then what is
not
it?
by the water, that's R3.
Not up by the water tower. It's on 95.
Yeah, it's R3.
Then you're just going across the road. If you
This
make
was-
those
Well, I know it was
R3.
established.
That's what,
and set
that's what I'm
thing.
saying, but to me, that would be the simplest way to do that. You just cross that little road and it's the strip of houses that I'm talking about, that they don't need to be.
Between
on.
there and Napa.
Yes.
I have to go back and look at the map because I'm working off my memory and that's not a good thing. It's not written down here, so I don't want to work off my memory.
Well, someone would, if they wanted that, someone would need to come to
Yeah.
planning commission.
Right,
and
right.
make
I mean, there's a
pitch for that.
form that you can actually fill out and
Okay.
admit that.
Well, she's listening, so I'm sure she can do
Okay,
that.
good.
So,
Okay.
I mean, it's something that can be dealt with.
So we had to, because of this consolidation, we had to stipulate the square footages, and this is the first time. That's where I guess I lost my point. Right? Okay, all right. All right, I didn't pick up on that nuance.
Anywhere that a single family stick-built house is in this city now has to also give way and allow a qualified manufactured home to be allowed in there as well. These standards were designed so that the qualified manufactured homes that come in are gonna meet general guidelines that most stick-built homes already there. Pitch of roof, type of foundation, those items, porches, square footage. Those are all things that are going on right now with stick-built homes. Qualified manufactured home cannot be, you can't rule against it. If you have a single family home allowed in this zone, then a qualified manufactured home is also allowed in that zone. Not a manufactured home, a qualified manufactured home, the difference, okay?
And is that a change from
That
what
is,
our
that
was in
is
certain?
correct. KRS just changed. They changed it last year to go into effect first of this year, July 1st. And they gave us a year to get our act together.
and part of that is to address housing shortages.
That's correct.
And they
That
give
is a-
some requirements for qualified manufactured homes, and then they say the planning of the municipality can come up with the remaining, and it's for roof pitch, living space, orientation, and other things. And I will say that when we first started talking about this in the planning commission, we had higher square footage than this. And
Yeah, we
Troy-
reduced that
And Troy went out,
considerably.
brought us back some information about what's most common in the particular residential districts, and we lowered it. I think it started at 1,500.
I think you did.
There's a good chunk of houses in some of the R1s I know that are 1,300-1,400 square foot. So, yeah, it probably was high.
Do subdivision requirements.
The city
Does this trump
itself
that?
cannot stop that, okay? Now, your developers, your codicils, those can, but the city cannot. So when we set that ordinance up, we can't differentiate between stick-built qualified manufactured home. Developer, they have every right to, we do not.
And Troy had brought the subdivision regulations from.
He actually
several
brought
of
the codicils and the regulations from everyone he could find and presented those as well.
We did a lot of work on it, and then the planning commission, we went back and forth on it for probably,
2-3 months.
Yeah.
so this is kind of what they decided.
I think my person is satisfied.
Okay. Well, I think it's been a great discussion.
Yeah.
And I was in the audience in this room in November of 1992, and there was a second reading to make something a permanent zoning. I asked a stupid question. First off, I wanted to know how bored I was to be attending a council meeting. I asked a question just like this one, and it ended up tabling the thing. So this is kind of a public service announcement. People need to get active and pay attention and get a hold of our council members and, hey, even come to zoning meetings and stuff, because it makes a big difference. So it got tabled and got reworked, and it was one of these things. It was actually, it was on what we would used to call a mobile home condition in the Heights area where they're getting ready to make a change, and it just kind of battered that around and got that dude tabled for a minute. And they fixed the question. I mean, it was pretty easy, and that's why we need action. So with that said, any more discussion on this one before we take a vote? You need a vote. You ready to take a vote? We ready to take a vote? Okay.
Ready. So this is considering a first reading of ordinance 2026-04. I'm sorry, I did not change that at the top. Concerning, well, that's concerning a lot. Index of the City of Calvert City Planning and Zoning Ordinances in compliance with new legislation regarding qualified manufactured homes. Okay, Councilwoman Shelton,
Yes.
Councilman Howard,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hale,
Yes.
Councilman Rao.
Yes.
Councilman Brown
Yes.
and Councilman Stokes.
Yes.
So it passes for the first reading.
All right. Obviously, it's taken a lot of work to get here from there. Appreciate the work, hard work, our committee and our staff on that. Since we kind of modified our normal city council meeting, one of the things I didn't do at the start of this thing, I guess I can do it at the end. Let's do it now. Sprout Davis.
Yeah.
What a guy. He was I think he was a Lord of Calvert, probably times 2, if not 3. But we made him one again for his 100th and 101, right? 101 passed away. So we lost him, one of a kind. Everywhere when I went to work for ISP, there was a lot of Sprout lore down there remaining over from GAF days, and fond memories of a guy. And when you talk about somebody his age driving to the gym and working out, that's amazing. So he had a great run. So you know what it normally.
It's his drugstore. In his younger days, he owned a drugstore, big drugstore on the corner of Railroad and, well, actually it fronted on Main Street, but it was the very last building, and on Railroad and, before you cross the railroad. And, but, white building, white, sort of stucco it's an attractive building, and he and his partner Jack Carnes kept it very nice. It's where the kids from high school, I mean, a nice place to go have a coat.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I've heard stories.
Sit around and talk and Brett would enter some of the conversations at times and provide some wisdom for the kids. I don't know that we paid a lot of attention.
Oh, probably not. Yeah.
Words of wisdom, but he was a great guy. And he and his partner welcomed the young people, and it was at that time, 1952, about the only place that the young people in Calvert City could.
We got an image of that building somewhere in the museum, I hope.
We did.
Okay, good deal.
Sis was there when they first came to town.
Oh, really?
They, Sis clothing, they went there. But
Voted, I think.
yeah,
From Franklin.
I haven't heard this in a long time.
well,
Yeah.
just a fast one, but my 2 oldest brothers, they were 5 years apart. And family lore, I guess my oldest brother was a little bit of a ladies' man, and he took off in the car, and it was like a 32 car or whatever, it was an old car, and went to Sprouts, went to the drugstore, and he didn't know it, but his younger brother, my brother Milton, was laying down in the back seat. And when the girl came out to the car and asked him, he said, "I'll take a Coke." And my little brother, the youngest brother, jerked up and said, "Make that 2."
That's funny. That's funny.
And they went home. They didn't know
Oh,
about
yeah,
the Coke.
So I do remember Sprout would brush paint an old Oldsmobile. They'd get a bucket of paint and a brush and had an old Fender Oldsmobile and paint it.
Out in front of his house.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, and it's a fond memories, obviously great memories. So anyway, departmental reports, John, you ready to go?
Right now, the street department is working on the fountain. We've got several leaking valves we're trying to fix, as well as a set of chemical controls that we're waiting for before we can put it into operation, because once we get that done, then Chris can get in there and do his final setup of chemicals and get it ready for the season. So we're still shooting for Memorial Day weekend. But it really depends on when this stuff actually comes in, but we are working on it. Right now, and some of that stuff is under warranty because it's not that old, so. They're ditching and working on the, stormwater conveyors out in Camelot. So they're working on that. We've got several, we're down to minimum staffing at this point in streets and all those because we got a bunch of them on vacation. Let's see here. Oh, our bids for Sharkel will go out in tomorrow's paper. And working on a bid document for the lighting fixtures to go in Memorial Park, the street wall, the street crossing, and then the parking lot back here. As well as on the Veterans Memorial, we're working on stuff for the Veterans Memorial as well on that project. So that's kind of where we are with that. It's a lot of it. Other things to be reported on are sitting back there in the back. So I'll let him finish the airport. I won't go into that one. Well, I think that's it for right now for all I got.
Okay.
If something comes up, I'll remember it. And
Speaking of airport, we got an airport report.
We have an airport.
Gotta have something
I'm
to.
glad about one of them, anyway.
The projects that we have outstanding, the outstanding projects that we have. The airport layout plan is in this final phase, which includes
put it up there on
the property map. Property map is being completed and the entire document will be submitted to the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration.
Thank you.
First of next month, 1st of June. The other good news is the hangar site prep design has been approved by Department of Aviation. And it's going out to bid next week. It will be advertised. The bids will be open on June 2nd. So that project has been important to some of us because we want to make sure that the BIL money, the federal money from previous administration that was made available to airports has been now committed to a project. And our fear has always been that changes in federal government the last couple of years, that those funds could be in jeopardy. So we now have a legitimate argument to make that those funds are already committed. So that's good news. The final item is that in reviewing the capital investment plan with the Department of Aviation, it has been determined that the most prudent way to do the rest of the projects that are listed, and that is the real and PAPI runway identification lights and the precision approach path indicators. That project, the tree mitigation that has to be done over the slough or in the slough. There's some more trees that have penetrated the approach. That project are now, those two projects are going to be linked with
the fence project. It's good news because the state offhandedly is recognizing that the fence project has a priority. But the negative side of this is those projects are going to be pushed to FY 27, 26, 27, which is the federal FY, which starts October 1st. So that's the bad news. Both of those projects have been delayed because the state agencies are having a hard time working with each other, but believe it or not, that will also require that the carryover public entitlement money from the FAA annually that goes to general aviation airports like yours, $150,000 a year. That money has to be either carried over or spent within 3 years. If an airport gets behind their spending, the trick is to loan that money to another airport, which is what the state is going to do with the $109,000 carried over since 2023 and not spent on capital improvement programs. That money will be loaned. Right now, it's earmarked to be loaned to Bardstown. They will repay that money to KDA for this airport in the 27 budget. So it's a formality, and it helps airports bank some money for a bigger project like the fence. That's all I have.
I have one other thing to add to that. Out of the legislation, House Bill 900 this year, through the efforts of Kentucky Aviation Association, has also gotten general aviation airports another operating or another funding. We had received 200,000 a couple of times over the last 4 years, and they got that again this year in this year's biannual budget, and it actually has gone up a little bit. So that money will continue on. It's the only money that we get that can be utilized for operating costs, not just projects. But we can use it for standard operating.
What was that?
Mowing, maintenance, stuff like that.
What was that bill number?
That was House Bill 900.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we got some money there. We'll continue on. We've been receiving it and we've been utilizing it for that purpose. And we're going to be able to continue that. So that helps protect our taxpayers as well, the local taxpayers.
Yeah, that money's extremely important in assisting airports in paying their capital. I'm sorry. It goes to capital projects or operating revenue, operating projects.
Yes.
And it tends to be very important.
Is there an acronym for red tape?
None that I can say.
It's just letters.
No inappropriate letters. No inappropriate
There you
letters.
go.
Never, yeah, I'm
Okay.
sorry I asked.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, Blair, you got something? I know Blair's always got somethings.
I'll be quick.
So we had the circus since the last council meeting.
Yeah, that was insane. It's crazy. I can't believe how many people wanted to go to that. And they were great too. I mean, they cleaned up after themselves, in and out. It's pretty awesome. I don't have much, but one thing I wanted to mention was the online payment portal that launches Friday, the 15th. Is that right? So yeah, Friday. That is launching Friday, so we'll be able to pay water and sewer, which we have in the past online, but we're moving to a different company. So because of that, auto pay will go away and you'll have to reapply for it.
Oh,
So just know in the next coming days, we'll be putting information out there. Please share it with your on your social media pages so that we can get the word out. I don't have like a step by step until we have the system live, and then we will announce how to do it step by step to relog. You'll need two things, obviously your service address and then your method of payment, to do that. Yes,
When's that go live again?
Friday.
Friday. Okay, so when it goes live Friday, it means the previous auto pay needs to be redone.
Right.
on-
Yes,
on-
we have access. If you're on auto pay, we have, and you have an updated phone number,
Mhm.
we have where we can send you a text message to remind you, with that link on how to re-sign up.
Okay,
But if you don't have an updated phone number, like if you still have a landline number, obviously we can't use that as a text message. So,
The driver, the pushing services.
um, either of you two want to,
Edmonds has a
this
different,
is the big computer changeover.
yeah.
with our.
This is the big deal.
This
Yep.
basically gets us into the 21st century and
Yes.
also allows us to take, well, so many other things because it handles not just water and sewer. It handles the whole ball game.
Yeah, not only can we do water and sewer, but we can also do hangar rentals. You can reserve your pavilion online. You can reserve the Civic Center online, all of that. Now, that's already on. You can start doing that now, with the Civic Center. You can reserve it online. The other thing that I have, really, it's just quick, our yard of the season, it's coming up. If you know of a yard and you want to get it entered, the deadline for that is May 31st. So be sure and get that house in. That has a beautiful yard. I wanted to do a pop-up bike shop in May. I couldn't get it really worked out, but in talking with Jackie with Wooden Wave, I think we've got a plan for next year. So I'm gonna give up on that pipe dream until next year. And then Food Truck Friday, they started out hot and they're going. One of the vendors went through 30 pounds of beef in 2 hours. So they did really well. And then Yoga in the Park is still happening every Tuesday. Kids Art in the Park is June 13th. In the calendar, it is wrong. But you know what? That's the only thing that's wrong in that calendar. I'm pretty happy about it. Because it seems like Mother's Day being wrong that one year was really bad. So
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I will take that one. Oh, good,
I
good.
want you to know, we actually had almost four in one day. Food trucks came in and got registered for down there in one day. And I think we've had 6 this year added.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've had 2 events. Plus
But two. Mhm.
2.
Yeah. We're up to 36 food trucks that I have on my group text. We started with 3 8 years ago when we did it.
Wow.
But anyway, Kids Art in the Park is June 13th. There is registration online if your child wants to be a part of the business fair, or if he or she would like to be a performer, poetry, singing, clogging, ventriloquist, whatever they would like to do. We would love for them to participate. I think I already have like 16 kids already registered.
It's out of hand. It's already out of hand.
It
I mean, it
is.
was really impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
This will be the 3rd.
This will be the 3rd year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So we'll have different activities and crafts. And then the day before, they are still wanting to do the World Cup party. So that will be at the Civic Center. They're gonna have it at the Civic Center. It's World Cup watch day. I'm not sure. I think at 4:30 is what time they're wanting to start. So, but I don't have any more other than that.
What day is there?
Which one?
The watch party.
June the 12th. So, yes, June 12th. That's that Friday. And it starts at 4:30. And that'll come more from the boosters, Marshall County boosters. Anything else? Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I had something for her. I can't remember what it was.
Kites over Calvert was fun too.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Chief? There's only one chief tonight.
So just want to mention, hopefully all the mothers in Calvert had a wonderful day yesterday for Mother's Day. So as far as the police department, everything's going smooth right now. Pretty days, we starting to get some extra calls come in for different things. Medical calls and accidents are starting to go up. Probably be that way, probably working our way up to Memorial Day weekend. So getting our practice in, we're ready to go. So all that's good. Coming up, we've got an officer in training next week. First week of June, there'll be 2 other officers in training as well. Shouldn't affect our schedule too much. We'll have plenty of coverage out. So all's well. If you guys have any questions, comments, I'm available as always.
Starting to switch speeds to summer speed.
That's correct.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Who's going to talk about utilities? Who's going to come on up? Did John slid a note by Dakota Wilhelm transferred from
the sanitation
to the park?
parks.
Okay.
He's replacing the vacancy that when Nick retired.
And Mr. Henson's come up with another employee.
I do.
And we need to make note of this one and make sure we announce it. So
Okay.
are we able to announce it?
I guess, yeah, he starts Monday.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he's cool. Okay.
Well, yes, I have a new employee starting Monday. Do I need to say who it is?
Yes, you do.
I do?
Yes,
Okay.
you do.
Well, his name is Ezra Darnell, and
Okay.
he has been with us before. And
he had good reviews.
He had very good reviews. He's got like 7 years experience in this kind of industry or departmentized stuff, and he's going to be a great help. I know, and he's excited to come.
He's got the plan laid for increasing the certifications.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And Ezra is the son of another Darnell we know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they are not, one's in utilities, other one's in parks, but full disclosure, this is Brad's son, Ezra, and he's been here before. So this is in full compliance with the way our ethics ordinance reads.
No nepotism violation.
Right.
He doesn't work for his father.
So we're just
He works
informing
for
city
them.
council.
He works for you. That's right.
And it says in there, read fine print, he has been hired of another person. So we're making sure we get the information there. So what else you got going on?
Operational, just we're managing now. We're just we're trying to stay up on leaks, trying to keep water in the ground, and the sewer's flowing right now, coming, into spring and stuff. Nothing, we got a couple projects that's getting ready to start too, water main extensions. We got one in, actually we got 2 in the city, and then one just right outside on Long Valley Road. The only other issue I wanted to stay, or not issue, but you're probably going to see, we're starting our annual flushing. So it's going to be beginning probably the middle to the end of this month. So you'll see guys out there at the fire hydrants and stuff flushing for a while. So don't be, worried.
You get all kinds of calls. Got a water leak.
I know it. If you got water on the ditch here, I'm sorry about it.
As long as that's squirting straight up in the air.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing I was going to say too. The leaks, I'm kind of thankful. The leaks that we are fixing now are, knock on wood, minor, being service lines and stuff, just being old and brittle throughout the winter. Luckily, we're having no main issues or nothing like that at the point. I say that now, but
Yeah.
knock on wood. Yeah, I know.
So, well,
Scratch that.
That's wood. That's wood. Thank you.
so yeah, drying up, drought. And
Yeah.
it
This
will,
back and forth
yes,
kind
it
of
will
stuff,
rain
yeah.
at some point in time. And that what gets us into some issues
Yeah.
periodically.
But other than that, it's really all I got.
Thank you.
Good.
Water line extension, we're making the grants go to the bidder end, and the bid came back favorably, and we
Yes,
picked
for the
up.
Clean Water Act one.
Yeah, so we were wanting to pick up an extra 3 houses, and the bids came back favorably on that. So we're going to pick them up.
Yep, we are. All right, thank you guys.
Dan, you got anything to add to that?
Getting old, I don't think it's fast anymore.
That's all right.
Just want to say that Glenda and I have been working on getting some historical data pulled together, and we're still looking and working on the rate study and so forth. And I have 2 years meter readings volume and 2 years of revenue going back to 24 and 25. Glenda, was that what it was, I believe? 20. Yes. Yeah, whatever it is, but we've got it.
Yep.
That we can now study and look at. And
So when we make
go.
proposals, you can
Right.
get it down granular level, granular.
Look
There
at
you
it
go.
and see
That's
what
that
we
word.
need to do there. So that's still in progress. We're just trying to think it out so we don't just go in and raise rates. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Look here behind the counter, make sure I got Blair earlier. I've been leaving Blair out. She sat in the back. She got here early enough, sat in the back of the room this time. I got eyes on her. Okay. That's it. Dustin, you got something else? You got anything you'd like to bring up?
Nope.
All right. Ralph?
Well, only that a tree fell in the middle of Evergreen last night at almost 9 o'clock and my fellow council member Stokes here was able to call Brad and they were out and had the tree moved out of the road.
There you go.
within a small amount of time, so.
Oh, wow.
Was it still echoing through Evergreen? No.
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's the weirdest thing. There was no wind. It just a huge tree in the North Cuts property that just, yeah, it was weird.
Well,
But
I missed it.
city people are awesome.
Went by there. I'm glad I wasn't going right in front of it.
Oh.
Councilman Hill?
Not to rush him because I don't want him to retire. But if John's retirement's coming up, we need to double down on hiring a new city
There will be a
administrator.
committee formed and we'll work through that. Just get through the budget first. And then we'll get right on that. Okay?
Okay,
Is that good?
sounds good.
Yep. Anything else?
No, this is
Oh, okay. Jeremy?
Good.
Good. Kevin?
I got motion to adjourn.
Okay. Have a second?
Since our budget workshop, we decided that.
Thursday, May 28th, 5 o'clock.
I was this Thursday. I did too. Shoot.
I had it on this Thursday.
When you said, let's talk about it Thursday, I was like, well, I must have missed that one.
Aperitifs will be provided.
The 28th.
We had said.
Oh, no, food will be provided.
When did we change that? I
No,
thought
I-
it was on Thursday.
Well, there's been a lot of work done on budget already from the different departments and committees and work being done. Part of this, Glenda's got a lot of go live duties and stuff. So pulling some of that operational data out is, so we're going to have the budget workshop. Thank you for asking that today on the 28th. What time is it going to start? 5:50.
Well, we'll start serving.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody good on that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okie dokie. We had that motion. We had a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
I did it.
Pick somebody.
We all heard.
7:08.
I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, I'd have been here Thursday.
My calendar. Too.
Just totally.
Yeah.
We meet again.
Yeah, well, I had it in my phone for both.
Um,
That's one thing I was gonna ask.
Talk to Dave.
Don't know. I don't know.
He said
Probably.
that the truck plaza people,
Maybe I just missed it.
we're talking about co-oping on filling